What is going on, y'all? Robert Sykes coming at you from Brazil, talking about our building vlog update. What week is this? Week 14?
14.
Week 14 in the build series. We are on the third week of the reset plan. So in theory, I should be decreasing my dietary fat another 10-15 grams while simultaneously increasing my protein a little bit, probably about 5 or 10 grams. However, Brazil has made it incredibly difficult to accurately track macros. I'm in the gym right here. We've got a cool little studio gym. This is my second time in the gym over the course of the week. Our first travel stint was Saturday and Sunday. It was like 25 hours in an airport terminal. We had 3 flights, one of which was 10 hours long. So training was shot that day, that 24-hour stint. I did some lunges and squats and push-ups in the airport terminal, but that's about it. Monday we got here, we trained at this gym. It is currently Thursday at the time of this recording, and we just got done doing like a full body circuit. We've been doing a lot of driving, touring different farms. It's not a whole lot of training. As far as nutrition goes, it has been, like, I brought my food scale, but I haven't had it with me most of the times. We're here to try and find a source of cacao. So I've been doing quite a bit of cacao butter sampling, which is skewing my dietary fat a bit, and it's also increasing my total carbohydrates a bit because most of the cacao I've been sampling has come in the form of 100% cacao in chocolate form. So I'm still getting the cacao liquor, the cacao nibs, so a little bit more carbohydrate than I would typically be consuming. I think yesterday I probably consumed around 70 grams of total carbohydrates, most of which was fiber from the cacao nibs, so not much in the way of actual sugar, but still more dietary carbohydrates than I'm typically consuming, especially more than I'd be consuming with this reset plan. So my macros are pretty well shot, but I have been tracking everything. My protein is quite a bit higher, my fat is quite a bit lower. So all in all, my calories, based off of what I've been guesstimating, has been pretty much on target. I'm hitting my calorie goal of about 3,300 calories every single day. As such, my weight has held relatively constant. I hit a low of 196.1 the other day. I'm 196.7 upon waking this morning. So weight's been relatively stable, but my macros have been higher in protein, higher in carbs, lower than fat than I would typically desire. So I'm probably going to duplicate my goal macros for this week, the following week when I get back into my normal routine. But again, still hitting those total calorie goals relatively accurately based off of what I can guesstimate via the food that I've been consuming. Lots of steak. We are in Brazil, so Brazilian steakhouses are kind of like the norm here. So I'm withholding the desire to just eat ad libitum, and I'm still tracking and guesstimating my actual food consumption and eating based off of that goal rather than until full complete satiety. So that's been good. Training, still able to move a little bit, which has been good. The scenery's been good. I've been trying to get some sleep. But most of the time here has been spent touring different cacao farms, working, driving to and from these farms in a car, and just traveling, in all honesty. So that's been the recap, the update for this week. We're here all week. I get back in town, back in my normal routine in Arkansas with my normal gym next week. So this week I'm pretty much trying to stay on top of my calorie goals, trying to move as much as I can, but relatively treating this as a deload week of sorts from a training standpoint. And it's about 5 or 6 weeks from my last deload week, which took place during KetoCon, Hack Your Health. So it's about 6 weeks since my last deload. So from a timing standpoint, that's worked out pretty well. I'm hopeful that when I go back into my normal routine next week with my normal gym, I can nail my macros perfectly, obviously, and then hopefully have time to train heavier and harder with more load and intensity, having been able to fully recover and kind of reset from a recovery standpoint this week here in Brazil. So that is an update for week 14 of the reset series. Again, from a macro standpoint, kind of calling it a wash, but I will duplicate these macros for next week. Since I'm not in a competition prep, I am totally fine and at peace with that. Had I been in a competition prep, I would have literally traveled a week's worth of food in Tupperware on the plane, but I'm not on a prep, so that's not necessary. So that's it for week 14. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next time.